Red Dead Redemption, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Paper Mario, Dead Space, Animal Well, Final Fantasy VI, Prince of Persia, Hades 2, Super Mario 64, Uncharted Golden Abyss, Fallout 4, Baldur's Gate 3, Sea of Stars are all games that I started in 2024, but in most cases didn't get even past the 1 hour mark in these games. For the last couple of months I've really been wondering what is going on. I used to be able to play games back to back and just hours on end, just play the same thing over and over and over again. So what changed? Did I change or did the games change? So after thinking about it for a while and talking to some people to see what they say, I might have some ideas. So the first thing that came to mind is the patience and dedication. So obviously, first of all, being an adult, I have a full-time job. You also have, your other hobbies. So the time that you have, the actual spare time that you have that you can spend on anything that you want, basically, is very valuable, right? And if you feel like it's not being used in a good way, you're not gonna be patient for it. Back in the day when I was, waking up on a Saturday when I was 10 years old at my grandma's house, the only thing that I had to worry about was beating Super Mario Bros. On my Nintendo DS. Or replaying Loco Roco for the 15th time, spending hours on that one specific level on Ratchet & Clank 2 that I just couldn't finish. But I was so dedicated and be okay, I need to do this. I'm gonna spend hours on this one thing that I want to do, and I eventually did it as well. I had the dedication and patience for that, and obviously the games were also just fun, but nowadays it's hard for me to get 20 minutes into a game, or even if it's a game I already played, just being able to play it for 20 minutes. And the craziest thing to me is back in those days I had absolutely no idea what they were yapping about in the cutscenes, because sometimes I didn't even have subtitles on, or I didn't even know how to put subtitles on. And now I actually understand the games, but I'm playing it way less. GTA Vice City, for example, I didn't know what was going on. I was just yeah, cars, guns, fun, and now actually I do know what's going on, and I don't get that same satisfaction from it. So why is this? Did I just, grew out of spending a lot of time playing games? Or is it the TikTok brain rot that has gotten to me? If I don't have that initial dopamine spike, do I lose interest? I also try older games that I'm sure that are loved by a lot of people. For example, Dead Space, right? I was so excited to try Dead Space, and once I eventually started it, after 30 minutes I was kind of eh. But then I was okay, let's try something completely different, a genre that I've never really played. So I tried Final Fantasy VI and Sea of Stars. Obviously I have dipped my toes into that genre, but I never really sat down and played the game like that. So I tried it, and the first 2 minutes I was pounding my fists in the air, be yeah, I can do this is gonna be fun. And then after 15 minutes I was which is a real shame, because I really want to spark that excitement for games again. I really miss it. Maybe I'm just kind of burned out of playing games. I'm really not sure, but I see so many people my age, younger, older, enjoying the crap out of all of these games. So I don't know, it's probably just a me thing, obviously. I'm just so puzzled, what is going on. I want to be able to sit down for 7 hours and sink all of my time into that one game and enjoy it and just be in the moment, but I hardly make it past 30 minutes. The only game in 2024 that I spent more than 2 hours on is gonna be the first Red Dead Redemption. And even I'm very close to finishing it, but that even takes a very, very, very long time for me to get there. So even when games do grab me, or that one game that is able to do it, it's sometimes a real drag for me. And obviously we also can't overlook the state of gaming nowadays. Yes, I can go back and play some of the classics like Dead Space, but if you want to get into a new release or be hyped about a new release from a big studio, well, that's basically impossible. The absolute garbage triple or even sometimes AA studios are putting out now is beyond me. Next to their scammy ways to just get as much money as possible, it just really turns me down giving any franchise I'm a fan of like any hope. Ubisoft has been setting an excellent example of how not to do it. So hopefully other studios might learn from it, but you know, probably not. Indie games are like thriving now, and like obviously that's amazing to see, but on the other hand it's kind of sad to see some of our favorite franchises being like absolutely massacred. But maybe I am just fixating on it way too much. The only thing is I'm not forcing myself, but like I want to play games, but then after 7 minutes I'm being like, oh well, okay, never mind, is kind of disappointing. I want to have that relaxing, exciting, emotional time with video games that like I used to have in the past, and I can't seem to get that anymore. So I really hope that would come back. I just want to enjoy games again. But yeah, I don't know. I wrote like some of those thoughts down, and I mean obviously I am still playing games. It is just, you know, I've been noticing that throughout this year and at the end of last year that it really has gotten down for me, and yeah, I just really don't know why that is. But yeah, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this as well, because some people might be in that phase as well, and they can maybe tell me like, oh hey, you know, maybe you just need to take a break from everything gaming related, or maybe you should try this, or maybe you should try that. I mentioned that I was not forcing myself. Maybe I should like be like, hey, you're gonna sit down this whole afternoon right now, turn off your phone, turn off everything else, and just focus on the game and get invested into the game, and then maybe it'll take off from there. I honestly don't know. But thanks TikTok for all the brain rot and my attention span being absolutely zero right now. So maybe I should start with that, deleting all of those short content, quick dopamine injections that we have on our phone, and get back to the basics, you know, just maybe get some more patience again. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about that. It's just something I had on my mind for the last couple of months. So yeah, I'm curious what you think. I'm curious you have been through a phase like that, or you're just like, John, what the hell? Games will always be cool. What are you talking about? But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.